So would you like to know how I make some of my paper and fabric flowers I show you in my videos? Well, in today's video, it is DIY flowers part 1. And I can't wait to show you how to make them and how to use them. Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life at any age, always on a budget. In case you're wondering, I'll be 70 years old this year. And why do I say it? Because if I can do it, you can do it too at any age. I want to thank my wonderful subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you for watching, commenting, and supporting my videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so you don't miss any of my lifestyle, DIY, decorating, and shopping haul videos. And don't forget to hit the bell. All right, you guys, I've cleaned off my coffee table and I'm going to show you how to make fabric flowers out of fabric, twine, paper, and I just can't wait to show you. I make all my flowers out of scraps. Now I want to show you how I store my scrapbook paper. I get these plastic envelopes from Dollar Tree. You know, they have the little fastener on them. And I put them in here so I can see them, and I organize them by color. So for example, this is my beige, brown, and neutral one. So you can see in here, I can keep little tiny pieces. It keeps them nice and flat and they don't tear or get messed up. But you guys, I make all my stuff out of things like this. It costs nothing. It's trash to treasure. All right, you guys, I'm not gonna wait any longer. Without further ado, here is my DIY flowers part 1. And I hope you love it. I hope you get inspired and make some. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye. Welcome to my DIY flowers part 1. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make fabric and twine flowers and 2 kinds of paper flowers and what punches you need, the whole thing. Let's start over here on my left-hand side. Now, what I'm going to talk about first are my fabric flowers. You guys, these are so simple and they end up looking so beautiful. Now, this I start with a little base of cardboard and I just take strips of fabric, hot glue it on, and some lace and a button. Here's one I just made with yarn and lace and fabric and tarp, and again hot glued on a little base, and then I added a jeweled button, which I'll show you how to make those too. So here's the base I start with. You can see I literally have shredded fabric. I mean, you don't worry about that. You want it to look shredded. It looks more shabby that way. Again, a Kleenex box. Now you're going to finish this off better in the back, but just want to show you it is a Kleenex box. So you start with that, and then you take the rest of your different pieces here and you just start laying them across, right? So you can see when I now add all those on, you have your fabric flower. Now, I want to tell you about these twine flowers. Now, these are not my original idea. If you like shabby things, I really recommend that you watch Our Green Acres. Teresa is so talented and she's such a sweetheart. Anyway, I saw how to make these on her channel, on her YouTube channel. So I made one out of yarn, one out of twine. So what you start is you just take and loop, you know, back and forth about 3 times your twine, and then tie a knot in the middle, and then just trim the edges so they're pretty close. Now you do 3 of these. So you take one and you put one at an angle, and you take another one at an angle, and then again you can add a bead on there or whatever you want. Now here's one I made, and I did larger loops. You can make a smaller flower, a bigger flower. I just put a button on it. Here's one I made out of some yarn from Dollar Tree. Again, I just glue it on the back of a Kleenex box. Now you would finish that off. By the way, these would make adorable little brooches. In other words, put a little pin on the back. You could put it on a jean vest. You could put it on a hat, a summer tote. You could put it on a pillow. You could put this on a lampshade. You could put this anywhere you want to, on a picture frame. I'm going to show you some ideas, but it's a great little gift to make a couple of those in different colors. Now here's one I made that was a little bit different. Now I took you can barely see it, the Kleenex circle that goes around here, and I just wrapped twine around and around and around, and I put a button with a jewel on it. And then I just took loops and just glued it to the back. So you can make these any size you want to, small, big, and I'll show you in a few minutes what you can do with those. So that's how you make these fabric flowers and twine flowers. So simple. Now I want to show you how I make these button embellishments that go on the different things. Just get a bag of buttons. You know, it doesn't matter. You get it at the thrift store, you can get it from Hobby Lobby, and you guys can paint them. So if you don't want a green one, you can paint it beige or pink or whatever color you want. Now, these are the jewels I put on, and I'm sorry I cut the top off, but it's in the Embellishment Center at Hobby Lobby. It's by Paper Studio, and all I do is I just cut one of these off. You have to cut them apart, and they're sticky on the back, and I just come and stick it on the little button. But look how it elevates the look of the flower. Let's move on now to my paper flowers. Now you can see these little paper flowers here have 1, 2, 3 different shapes of flowers that I scrunched together and aged it and just layered it up. Here's some in blue. In fact, here's one that's almost all blue. And these are little miniature pom-poms I put in the middle. Okay, so these are all aged. I take Tim Holtz Distressing ink and I age the edge so they look like old-time flowers. But here's some that are not distressed. So you don't have to distress them. If you like a cleaner, brighter look, this might be good for you. But I wanted to show you, look at all the ways you can top these. Buttons, the jewel button, all different kinds of ways. Now I want to show you how to put this flower together. So you start off with 3 different pieces here. You can see I have this large one here, which came from this punch here by EK. And I start with this one. So what I do is I cut it out and I just scrunch it up, you guys. You can water it. You can, some people spray them. Some people use embossing tools on them. I just scrunch them up and makes them kind of stand up. Then the second layer I put on. Now notice how I alternate the layers. You can either do them all in one color or you can do blue, then I do pink. Now this punch is a daisy punch, and that's this one here. And I believe this one is Recollections. Okay, so that pink one is Recollections. Then I take a smaller, fatter flower and I put it in the middle. Now you can see here I've layered blue, pink, and blue, which I think is really pretty. Now this one came from in fact, this is my very first punch I ever bought by EK. And I love this because it has a leaf, which is going to make our next flower. And it has 2 flowers and then a little center dot. Now, I just want to show you, you can do these so many different ways. Now, I could take one of these little blue little buttons and put that on if I wanted to. But I'm going to show you some other ways to do the flower. If you want something more rustic and kind of neutral, you could do this little bow of twine with a little button. See how cute that looks on there. If you want something that kind of brings in some green tones, the last flower had green and blue and then the green button. So you see your last layer dictates the final look. This is going to pull out the pink more with the fuchsia button and the little fuchsia checked little flower. And again, that came from my last punch. Now, if you want it all pinky and pastel, look how cute that is. And that's just with a little bead and the little flower. Now, I want to show you my next type of flower. On all of my tags, I have these kind of pointed flowers, right? See the blue one over here? This is so simple, and you can use the smallest pieces. Okay, this comes from this punch again. You see this leaf right here? That's all this is. Now, all you do, this is so simple, is to take a Kleenex box, cut a circle, and hot glue on the little leaves. Now, I vary it, so I put the 3 polka dot ones here. I did the stripe ones kind of. I don't put them all together, in other words. I kind of vary them across. It makes it look like it's kind of professionally done. Now, you still have a space in the middle. So now, if you want it really busy looking, you could add another print to that. Or let's say you want to pull out the yellow in this. It's kind of coral and pink. You could put this flower on, and then you could top it with a button. But you can see how simple this is. It just really goes so simple. Now you might say, okay, Bonnie, that's great. I love all of those flowers. What do I do with them? So I want to show you a couple ways that you can use your flowers. Now, of course, on gift bags. So I just glued some lace on here. Let's put this one here. Okay, so that would make a beautiful bag. Let's try the 2 twine flowers on here. Look how cute that bag would be. And then here's some other ones I made. I'm going to show you how to make these in the next segment, part 2, because these are made out of alternate things. But look how cute that looks, along with kind of a 4th of July looking flower. And look what an adorable little bag that would be. And again, tags. Look at the tags, the butterflies and the flowers on my tags. You can see there. And you can see there. Now you've seen my altered clipboard. I have put a little flower up here in the corner. Here's a cute little picture frame I added, one of the paper flowers too. Here's a Mother's Day card that has one of those flowers on it. And I even put a flower on top of the bow on my other altered clipboard. So I think you guys should get your scrap paper together and your scrap ribbon, lace, fabric, and twine, and start making some of these adorable flowers. You can make a wreath out of these. You can add them to a shabby bow. There's so many things you can do with all these beautiful flowers. All right, you guys, I hope you love this. I hope you found it very useful and helpful on how I actually put these together. But most of all, I hope you got inspired and you're going to try to make some of these yourself. And I'll see you in the next video, part 2. Bye.